has approved emergency measures for its security agencies to track the mobile phone data of people with suspected coronavirus. So they literally, if you basically, like, anybody who, I guess they're just monitoring your phones, and if any certain keywords, whatever comes up, they're going to be monitoring the living shit out of it to see who says they have what and where they're going, and to fully track everybody. And then I'm assuming they'll be able to, if they find out that somebody is a possible case, then they will be able to stop them. This is craziness.
This crosses, it's like when after 9/11 and the U.S. government tried to institute like spying on shit. You can't just do that. That's crossing a line. You can't just start tracking people.
Well, see, the thing is that when you have a situation like this, like, look at it this way. Coronavirus has been out for a couple of months now. It just hit the U.S. and Canada with the and already you can't leave the country. If you do, your chances are you're not coming back anytime soon. And basically a lot more of your I mean, we're not as bad here, but Israel's just taking it the next step further of just saying, all right, well, everybody's got cell phones, we've got this. Well, we're going to be using that so we make sure that nobody fucks up and causes a bigger spread. We admit it. That's the important thing.
We are back. I don't want to get too much into.
So
that's crazy, and it's unnecessary. What the hell is it going to prove? What's it going to help? Like, it's an excuse to track crap.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And the Association for Civil Rights in Israel is calling it a very dangerous precedent and a very slippery slope.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is... But again, they're saying that this isn't a matter of security. This is a matter of public health threat. And again, it's all about wording. It's always about the wording. Gosh. Yeah. So there's that. The U.S., in order to fight the virus, they are live streaming funerals, so people don't have to go.
Fuck off.
I can't make this up, man. I just can't.
That's hilarious. Like, what the fuck? Whose funerals? All of them?
Pretty much. Yeah. So they said like anybody who's like going to be doing a funeral, instead of people showing up to the funeral home, you can just live stream the funeral. So it'd only be like a very small group, which probably the immediate family, and then everybody just sits there and watches on TV.
That is... Hey, although I gotta say, in the wake of the coronavirus, if you gotta find a silver lining, which I think it's always important to find the silver lining in these kind of situations, and I'm pretty good at it. School shootings are way down in the last month or two.
Right? Been very nice.
So that's a good thing. Way to go, America.
Finally doing something right. I got a bit of Milton news. When I was out a little bit earlier today, I happened to notice a plume of some black smoke rising up, and I'm like, holy shit, that's an actual fire. And lo and behold, yep, there's a house under construction that somehow ended up catching fire and burnt it to the ground, and the guy's house next to it has been completely burnt down and gutted to the ground as well. So, and good old Milton, don't worry. Milton is on the scene. Great old town of Milton. They have one of the town buses sitting out front if anybody needs shelter.
That's cool.
I just thought that was really strange. You put a bus out front, a fucking bus, really? Right, whatever. So sad news. Nobody injured. That's a good news. But Yeah, it was a pretty brutal fire. They've evacuated the other houses on the other sides, and yeah, so fucking family's home is now no more, and the one being
Guaranteed it was
built
for the
is never
insurance money.
was.
It's always for the insurance money when it's under construction. They can't afford to finish the
Always for the
construction, so they
insurance.
burn it down and refinance.
That's right.
Every time.
It's like clockwork. Last thing I have is last thing that matters, anyways. I have one other thing, but I don't even want to talk about it, so I don't care. But I find this one pretty huge news. A court in New Zealand has found a Samoan-born chief guilty of more than 20 charges of dealing in slaves and human trafficking.
Yes, science.
A Samoan-born, sorry, I don't know what the hell's going on with Skype here. A Samoan-born, what, sorry?
A Samoan-born chief.
Oh.
He's a Samoan chief, and he's guilty of more than 20 charges of dealing in slaves and human trafficking.
That is awesome.
Yeah, 13 slavery charges. The interesting thing here is each of the 13 slavery charges carries the maximum penalty of 14 years in prison each.
Each of the how many charges were there? I'm sorry.
13 slavery charges alone. Each charge has a maximum penalty of 14 years each.
Well, get comfy.
Yeah.
Fucking
the funny thing is he can face up to right. He faces up to 20 years in jail or a fine of nearly $300,000 US. That fine seems a little low to me.
Yeah, kind of, right? 13
right?
charges of human trafficking? I think you can do better than that.
The youngest of the victims, by the way, was 12 years old.
Ah, this is
One of
why
these guys.
It's time to crack down. It's time to band together and be Christian about it. Start burning people at the stake.
That's right.
I can't believe
fully support that.
Human trafficking is actually a very huge deal in Vancouver.
Oh,
There's a lot
it
of it
is.
there, and I can't believe that this is a 21st century problem. It just blows my mind that slavery is a thing in the 21st century. Like, you could own people. That just baffles me. I can't believe that this is going on. And I can't believe that the world is focused on fucking vaping. Oh, we gotta stop vaping. What? There's still slavery, you idiots. Deal with that.
Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that at all. That's not a smart idea, Eric. Come on now.
Why do we give a shit about vaping and what the fuck Donald Trump did in Yugoslavia? There's pirates trading humans. And that's real. God damn it.
So the upside is this guy, he hasn't been charged. I'm actually wrong with that one. He's actually been found guilty. So that's what it is. So he's been officially found guilty. Convicted of 10 counts of trafficking, 13 counts of slavery. Basically, most of the people came on 3-month holiday visas, and some ended up staying for years. They worked long hours with no pay, were often beaten. He promised them big money by Samoan standards, but ended up taking the cash they earned at orchards or other work sites. And this is historic, by the way, because this is the first time someone has been charged with both slavery and human trafficking in New Zealand. So, way to go, New Zealand.
I'm going to tell you guys something, and I want you to spread this along to everyone you meet in your life. If any kind of greasy-looking dude says, hey, I can offer you a lot of money to go work somewhere else, you're never going to see that money. He doesn't have any, and if he gets it, you're not getting it. Do not ever go with that guy.
Ever. Just don't do it.
It never works out well, especially if you're kind of sort of down and out, like, or you're just not real wealthy, or you're not, like, you know, you're kind of impoverished in some way, whatever it may be, and some sort of wealthy guy says, hey, I can give you a bunch of money to do something. Don't ever do it. You're never getting paid, or what you're doing is horrible. So just remember that. Just look at the guy who's talking to you and like the van he's driving, and just be like, no, this doesn't add up. If it sounds too good to be true,
no.
it is.
That statement is so unbelievably accurate, but yet fucking idiots fall for it all the time. If you're that person that you think you'd fall for such a thing, drink bleach. Really good for you. Just letting you know.
That's going to catch on now.
I
watch people start
hope.
growing immunities. Everyone's just walking down the street fucking chewing Tide Pods and washing them down with bleach. Maybe this coronavirus is just started by Javex because their sales were down. They're like, I think we can find a way out of this. People are going to start buying bleach again.
That wouldn't exactly fucking surprise me at all. That's terrifying that doesn't surprise me. It's just funny. So there's that. Trump is mulling over the possibility of sending all who cross the border illegally to Mexico.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Trump, I have an actual quote that I'm going to be reading to in a little bit, that this is actually like statistically sound, that this crisis, I use that term loosely, but it would be nowhere near as bad as it is had the U.S. a different president right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single thing he has done since the announcement of coronavirus has been very wrong and very counterproductive. I'll get to that in a little bit. But the man, if ever it could be proven that he is a useless fucking president, it's now at a time when the U.S. needs a president. And this is the first time he's had to do something very presidential.
And look what he's done so far. Jesus, what a shit show.
Worse by the minute. Costing more money, costing more lives. That's his whole deal.
Wow. it's all, I don't know.
But hey, you look, if at the rate of immunocompromised people that are dying, healthcare costs are going to go down immensely, and he can brag about that. Oh, we don't have to take care of sick people anymore. They all died. Yay, hospitals aren't crowded. Look at what I did.
Look at what I did. Oh, man. Fuck it. Eric, I didn't know if you knew about this.
Probably not.
But there is an international contest that me and you have been missing out on.
There's a few things you and me have been missing out on. Go ahead.
It's true. This one in particular was held in Curry in New South Wales.
That is so much better than Old South Wales, I just got to say.
Right? Devon from Ayton, Australia, won first prize for the best international mullet at the annual Mullet Fest.
That's awesome.
Like, I'm like, legit, this is actually real.
In about 2006, I keep saying I want to grow a mullet, and everyone tells me not to. And now, see, I said like 2 years ago I wanted a mullet. Now they're going to catch on, and I'm going to be the idiot who doesn't have one because everyone talked me out of it. I tried to top the mullet in 2006 because I had long hair when I came back to Vancouver after my divorce. And I wanted to outdo the mullet. I said, I can come up with something better. So I did very briefly because I was looking for a job at the time. But for about 3 or 4 days, I had the Mohawk mullet. So it was all mohawk, like I'm talking 4-inch mohawk,